Hey, what is up, guys? So, in this tutorial I have for you today, I'm going to be showing you how you can set up a cold email AI agent using n8n. So, this workflow is going to connect OpenAI to Gmail and Google Sheets to basically handle incoming chat messages, store context, and retrieve data, and then send automated emails all without manual work. So, by the end of this video, you guys will have a better understanding of how working automation is actually built, as well as creating an automation that responds intelligently, that responds to your commands based on your chat inputs. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into, how we're going to build it and what we're going to learn. So, basically, instead of manually sending emails and managing our leads, what this automation is going to do for us is basically it's going to firstly receive a chat message. After the AI is triggered by the message, it's going to use OpenAI to process it. So then it's going to generate a smart response. Thirdly, what we're going to do is store the memory. The AI agent's going to be able to keep track of the past interactions. And fourthly, it's going to also be able to retrieve the data. So it's going to actually find the relevant lead info, client info, contact information that we upload to it. And then fifthly, it's going to send the email. So we're going to be using Gmail to send an automated cold email reply. So you don't need to be a programmer to build this. We'll just be using no code tools to create this entire automation. So firstly, we're going to be using n8n. This is the platform we'll use. Secondly, we're going to be using OpenAI. This is going to help us generate the automatic and intelligent email responses. Then we're going to use Google Sheets. This is going to help us store all the data that we're going to later retrieve with the automation. And then, lastly but not least, obviously, we're going to use Gmail to send the automation, or send the emails, excuse me. So if you're doing cold outreach manually, obviously how time consuming that is. Just sending emails in general, right, is a pretty long process, especially to craft the perfect email. So basically, this AI automation is going to change the entire thing for us, and this is why it's a game changer. So obviously, it's going to save us hours of work. The AI is going to be able to respond instantly, as well as send emails, so you don't have to. It's able to personalize at scale. So basically, what this means is that the AI is actually going to be able to tailor each email based on whoever you're sending to, right? Based on the context of which we give the AI agent. And of course, if you're using this for business, you're never going to miss a lead. Every email inquiry could get answered in 24/7. I'm going to show you how it's scalable, right? How the AI agent can handle hundreds or even thousands of messages effortlessly. It's customizable. It could be adapted for customer support, lead generation, or internal workflows. You could even use this to send job applications or something, literally anything, right? Or just message your best friends or something. So yeah, so I'll walk you through how to set up this in n8n, and we'll start with the basics and build out the full workflow. So just to go over everything again, step one, we're going to set up the chat, the email trigger. Then we're going to connect OpenAI. Thirdly, we're going to add the memory storage, like I said, the memory card. And fourthly, we're going to retrieve the lead data from Google Sheets. And we're going to send an automated follow-up email with Gmail. All right, so let's actually get into it. Okay, so now that I have n8n open, I've created a new workflow. So what I'm going to have to do firstly is create a new trigger. So we're going to create a chat response trigger. Basically, this means that the automation is going to begin on the chat input that we send it. So you go ahead here and search chat trigger. This is the one we're looking for. And we're going to leave this blank right now because, we're not essentially ready for this. The next step, of course, we're going to add the AI agent. So we can just go in here and search AI agent. Load this in. And you can see here there's a lot of information that's popped up, right? So if you're new to n8n, don't really, be too intimidated by this. This basically is just allowing us to just view everything that the AI agent will be doing in terms of the input data and the output data. So this is going to help us basically refine the messaging of the AI agent. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is drag in ChatGPT. Let me move this over. So we're gonna drag in ChatGPT, or the OpenAI model. So basically this is gonna be the brain of the AI agent. This is how it's going to think and operate. Now, if you don't have an OpenAI account, what you're gonna have to do is go ahead and create new credentials. This is a pretty lengthy process, so I won't go through it in this tutorial, but basically what you're gonna do is click create new credentials here. You're gonna go to OpenAI websites, and I'll just pull it up real quick. Okay, so basically once you go ahead and create an account at OpenAI, you're going to go ahead and log in, and you're gonna go over here to API keys. Click this and go ahead to create a new secret key. So this is gonna be the key that we use for the automation. This is gonna basically connect OpenAI to our workflow in n8n. Like I said, I will get into that later, but for now, we're just gonna use my account. Next, we're going to choose from the list of models. It doesn't really matter which one you pick, but I'm going to use ChatGPT 4.0 because it's the most official one, and we're going to be asking it to think. And secondly, we're going to add a message or system prompt. Let me see where this is actually. System prompt. Oh, actually, I'm in the wrong thing. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go to the AI agent and add the prompt now. All right, so what we're gonna do is go ahead here to add option. Basically, this is going to be the prompt for the AI agent. The default prompt is obviously, it is a helpful agent, but we're gonna want to prompt it with something that is more, what's the word? Descriptive, I guess that would be the word for the tools that we're using. So I'll drag in the prompt later, but just letting you guys know that's essentially something that's important. We'll just get back to it. All right, so since there is no memory right now in the AI agent, essentially it's not going to be able to remember everything we talked about. So, right, if I open up the chat here and try to prompt our AI agent now, let's just say I say, hey, my name is Idrisi. It's going to say, hello Idrisi, how can I assist you today? I'm going to say, great, tell me my name. It's going to say, sorry, but I don't have access to personal information, da 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 da. But basically this whole response is because it has no memory of what we just spoke about. So we're going to go ahead and add what I like to call a little memory card. Basically, this is going to allow the AI agent to actually retain information. Now this is going to be able to retain context. So I'm going to start off with the entire chat. Hi, my name is Idrisi, and I'm just going to say, tell me my name. And you see, the AI agent is obviously retaining the information now. So now it is speaking to us out of context. And so far, the entire operation automation is working. So the next thing we're going to do now is call in a Google Sheets. So the reason why I'm adding Google Sheets is because, now that the AI agent is basically operational, right? And the mind is attached, what I'm going to do is basically give it the context of what we're speaking about. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and connect to Google Sheets. As you can see, again, you're going to have to do credentials. Mine are already set. The process of doing the credentials for Google is a little bit different than OpenAI. It's a little bit more complex, but essentially what you're going to do is go to the Google Cloud, create an account, and create an IP. I'm already logged into my account. We're just going to use mine. And the description of the tool, what we're going to do basically is go ahead and get rows. So this means that we're going to go ahead and grab some documents from my Google account. And from here, you could choose from the list of documents you have. And then within the document, you could choose from the list of sheets. And I'll show you really quickly what Google Sheet I have prepared. You can see that, obviously these are all fake emails, but except this one here. This is an email of mine, and this is the one we're going to be using for the demonstration of the automation. So now that I've showed you the sheet we're going to be using, we're going to go ahead and click the sheet here. The name of the sheet is contact data. So I'm just going to go here, press sheet 1. And essentially that's all we need to do. There's other options here, but for the sake of this automation, like I said, it's quite simple. There's not much we need to do. So now that we have Google Sheets connected, we're going to go ahead and connect to Gmail. And this will be the last tool that we use. So essentially what I'm doing is giving the AI tools to use to complete the operation. So there's in a crazy amount of tools that we could add, but today we're just going to use these two. All right, so here we go. We have the Gmail tool, and just like all the other tools, right, with OpenAI, with Google Sheets, you're gonna have to go ahead and create credentials. Like once you get this entire process set up, you won't have to do it again for your account. It remembers all of it. But yeah, since I'm already logged in, we're just gonna keep going. So the operation for the Gmail, what we're gonna be doing basically is we're gonna be sending an email. Right, so when we send this email, we're going to go ahead and fill in all this information here. So yeah, since we're going to be doing this a little bit differently, what I'm going to do is go ahead and put curly brace from AI. Go ahead and click this. Then we're going to add the apostrophes, and we're going to put recipient. So now the AI is going to use the knowledge which it has when I give it the prompt and the data which it retrieves. It's going to use its brain, right, the OpenAI model, and it's going to try to figure out who's the recipient, right? So when it goes into the contact sheet, it's basically going to think and try to rationalize who it is that we're speaking to and what email we're trying to send. So this will make more sense later, but for now I'm just going to finish setting up this tool just to show you how it works. We're going to do the same thing for the subject, except we're going to change recipient to subject. Next thing we're going to do, change the email type from HTML to text. And the message, we're going to do the same thing we did with the others, but we're going to put body, right? This will be the body of the email. I'm just going to change this. Okay. And we're going to add a couple of options down here. Firstly, we're going to append the n8n attribution. So this means that basically at the bottom of the email, it's going to say like this email was sent from n8n. So since we don't want it to say that, we're going to turn this off. We're going to add BCC, then we're going to add CC, and we're just going to leave these blank. And then lastly, we're going to add sender name. And we could leave this as fixed instead of an expression. By the way, these are expressions. This means it's a variable. It will change every single time the automation runs. But fixed means that, obviously it's fixed. It's going to be the same every single time. And since we're sending it from like, my email, which will be the same every single time, unless I change it, it doesn't make any much of a difference. So I'm just gonna put my name there. And yeah, so now that we've basically set up everything, the last thing that we need to do is to go ahead and prompt this AI agent. Like I said, once I prompt the AI agent, everything will be ready. All right, so we're going to be using a prompt just to go ahead and get the AI agent to work. And, you probably don't want to do this for every single automation, especially once you're getting into like some high level automations, as it might, cause some problems. But we're doing something pretty basic today, so this is what we could use. And I'm going to go in here and copy the data that ChatGPT just gave me. This is the prompt. We're going to load this into n8n, into our agent, and I'm going to tweak this a little bit just so we can get the results which we're wanting. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove some of these things. So since this says your name, I'm just going to actually put Idrisi, because that actually is the name which we want the AI agent to use. And I think the prompt is pretty good right now. So yeah, let's go ahead and run it. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to open the chat again after I created all of these prompts. I'm going to just clear the chat. I'm going to say, hey, send an email to, and what was his name? Our high ticket client, John Doe. Send an email to John stating that he should learn AI before it's too late. And we're gonna press send. So the AI agent now it's thinking, and we can see that the whole thing is working. And so all the nodes were successfully executed. So let's go ahead and check our email and see if the email is actually sent. Here we go. Here's the email that was sent. It says, "Dear John Doe, I hope this message finds you well. I wanted to take a moment to emphasize the growing importance of AI, and I highly recommend taking steps thoroughly learning AI before it's too late to keep pace with the industry advancements. Feel free to reach out if you need any resources or guidance. Best, Idrisi." So this was the email that the AI assistant completely drafted up on its own. It went in here, retrieved the data, right? If we would have asked it to send a phone number, that's, it could do this basically with this type of automation. This is how an AI agent goes through and grabs information using the tools. So yeah, that was the basis of the entire automation. We could go ahead and click this tool. I just want to show you guys kind of what the outputs and the inputs look like of AI agents. So we have all this schema data. This is the input that the AI agent had sent to Gmail, right? You can see here we have the body of the email, the subject, and the recipient. And if you remember earlier, I told you that we're going to use the AI essentially to gather these bits of information. So that's essentially what it did. And yeah, so that's how the agent works. So yeah, this is how you essentially create a cold email AI agent to send emails for you. This could be used to contact your leads. This could be used to send job applications. This could be used to just message anyone personally. Like I said, you could use these automations for yourself, for your business. I do run a community. I will be posting AI automations regularly. So if you want to see more about that, feel free to subscribe to stay up to date. And I hope this tutorial gave you a good understanding of how to create an AI agent. If you follow along with this, you have more than enough knowledge to actually get started. Like I said, it's not complicated. These no-code tools make it really simple for anyone to actually get started and make automation. So firstly, I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and hope you guys have a good one. Peace.